Hey guys, right now there is an avalanche of tech stories being published online because of the CES show in Las Vegas, the Consumer Electronics Show. Now, it is impossible for me to cover all the stories that are being published, and unfortunately my schedule is packed with non-YouTube stuff over the next few weeks, but I wanted to talk about what Elgato have announced. Elgato is a brand from Corsair, but where Corsair kind of focuses on keyboards and all these different things, Elgato focuses on game streaming and recording, and this applies to myself as a YouTuber. I've got a few Elgato devices already which I use to record game streams, but I've also got their Stream Deck and I use it to record. And I've not talked about this yet because I've been very late with the review, but for the last 2 months I've been using their key light, which means that I can go in here and switch the lights on and off. I can put the temperature and the brightness up and down and all that. I can change everything. Really, it's very, very useful. So I'm a big fan of the brand. They don't always get everything right, but whenever they announce something, I'm always very keen to hear what they're doing. So this is their big announcement. They've actually got 3 products which they've announced. Now this first one here, this one is not actually out yet. This is the one that they've just teased at this point, and you can see the video is being played in the background, and this is a microphone. They're not really telling you much about this right now. It really is just a teaser as to what is going to come. But this is interesting to me because, well, I'm a YouTuber, but it's also interesting because we've seen other brands like Razer and all these other companies coming out with USB microphones and microphones geared towards game streamers, and for whatever reason, Elgato, which is leading the line in every other product, they hadn't released a USB mic. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I suspect it will be good. I suspect it will not be perfect, but it will probably be a jack of all trades, a master of none, but something which will have effects and something which is easy to use. So I'm keen to see what they do with that because, as I said, they don't always get things right, but they are pretty good at just kind of refining what others have done and just gearing it towards YouTubers and game streamers. Now, the second one is very interesting. It's the 4K 60S Plus. Now, you might know already that I picked up the Elgato HD 60S Plus a few months ago. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the previous version of the 4K 60 and the Pro, etc., they were all in your PC. They used a PCI card express connection, so you cannot connect via USB. And that was why I didn't buy one. I had no slots left in my PC. I had 3 slots, but they were all used up. I had one with a GPU, I had one with a Thunderbolt card, I had one for hard drives and something else. I didn't have any more space in the PC. So as someone that's now running a Thunderbolt hub, this means that I could connect something like this. And that is very interesting to me. And this is just an interesting device, from top to bottom, because you can see there, they've got the microphone input, you've got the power button, but this records directly to an SD card. And we've not seen Elgato do anything like this for a few years. Years ago, a lot of game recording devices did record to a hard drive or a USB drive or something like that. But lately, most devices just record directly to your laptop or to your PC. So you can see it there. For local meetups to global capture events, saving your performance couldn't be easier. Just insert an SD card and hit record. No PC or software necessary. Next gen encoding, so it uses the HEVC chip. It will record 4K HDR. And here we go, 0 lag pass-through capture. You can see it being used through OBS, which is what I'm using just now to record. And yeah, it just looks really good. You can see there, UHS class V30, there's a record button, there's an audio input, real-time optimization. Now, if you go down to the bottom here, some more images there. I mean, it's a little bit larger than the previous devices, which I'm totally okay with because this is replacing a PCI Express card, which is like the size of a graphics card. So I'm happy with the little box. But if you compare it to the other products there, I've got the HD60S Plus and the HD60S. Now, this does 1080p. This one does 1080p at 60. Both of these do 1080p at 60, but this one also does 4K at 30, but it can't do 4K at 60. But that's what this one can do. Now, interestingly though, it says here you can't do 240 pass through, but it will do 4K pass through. It will do that. HDR10 is supported now, just like in the HD60S Plus. The instant game view option is not supported. That's a little bit surprising, if I'm honest. But now you can see the max bitrate, 140 megabytes per second. And previously they needed, as I said, a PCI Express card slot. So this ticks a lot of boxes. This does tick a lot of boxes for me. And it's not just about game streaming, because I am not ready to stream at 4K because, you know, it's kind of overkill at this point, and I don't have the bandwidth to support that. And, you know, places, you know, platforms like Twitch only support 6,000 kilobits per second upload and all that. So, but for me, what this is ensuring that you can game at 4K, record at 4K 60 for gameplay offline, and then you can record it and put clips together and upload it. But it also means that you could just use it to record 4K 60 from a camera, you know, live recording from a camera, 4K at 60 frames per second. This does open up a lot of possibilities. And right now, the alternatives to this are much, much more expensive. I suspect they're going to release this in the 200 to 300 mark. But if you're looking for 4K at 60, at the moment anyway, you have to pay much more than that. So I'm very interested to see what this is like. I'm very tempted to buy one when it's released. Now, the last announcement they've got here is the Key Light Air. So yes, I only picked up the Key Light 2 months ago, and sod's law, as soon as I picked them up, they release an improved version. So you can see it here. The new version of it is a little bit smaller, but they've kind of modified the stand as well. So there's a trailer there about it. You can see it spinning around there. It's got this kind of level guide. And that's quite interesting because it allows you to, you know, see where you've got the stand. At the moment, it's just a pole. It's just a multi-mount system. And you put the poles up just like a tripod, and you've got no idea exactly where you've positioned it. But now you've got this guide, and you can say, you know, I've positioned it between 3 and 4 or 5 and 6. It just allows you to, you know, remember how you've positioned the light. It does look quite good, and it does look like it's doing the same as before, but in a smaller form factor. Now, I will do a review about the Elgato Key Light, but I will say they're not perfect, but they are good. And I can see why people add them to their setup, just because of, you know, as I showed you there with the Stream Deck, you can control them on the fly. There are a few things I don't like about it. You know, the connection's a little bit flimsy, the tripod thread connector's awful. But on the whole, I can see why people, you know, buy them. Certainly for streamers, you know, when you want to control things live and you don't want to set things up. So you can see there, 3D swivel mount, hidden cable rail, telescopic pole, freestanding base. Now that's interesting, the freestanding base. I'm not sure if they put in a connection that connects to your desk, because previously they used a clamp that just, you know, just clamps to your desk, and that was the only option that you had. So now you've got a freestanding base. Still works with the Stream Deck and all that as well. So not sure how they'll price this. I'm not sure, you know, how this will affect other things in the range. Perhaps that will drop the price of the original Elgato. Perhaps it's not competing against it. Maybe with the freestanding base, this is just a totally different product for people who wanted an Elgato Key Light and didn't want it connected to their desk, because, you know, at the moment it kind of uses a clamp like that. So all of these products, I think, look good. And I'm not sure about the microphone. That's probably the one thing that I'm not sure how it's going to be, how it's going to perform, and how, you know, how good it will be, what the quality will be, because microphones, not always, but generally speaking, you need to spend a little bit more money to get better quality. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But I've got no doubts that the 4K 60S Plus is going to be good, and I'm sure the Key Light Air is going to be good. I'm very happy with the Elgato HD60S Plus, and I'm very happy with the Elgato Key Lights, despite the fact that, you know, they're not perfect, but for how I'm using them, they're very, very useful. So stay tuned for these. It'll be interesting to see what these products are like, and I might try and pick them up myself over the next few months. So if you've seen anything cool at the CES show, please do post them below. There's been some, you know, some really cool products announced already. I saw some things with television spinning around, no bezels, and, you know, all this kind of holographic stuff. There's a lot of interesting products. Some of these, you know, obviously like $60,000, etc. And they're not really designed for the consumer market right now, but it's interesting to see what has been released, because what's happening at the Consumer Electronics Show is an indication of where the market might go over the next couple of years. So if you've not seen it already, keep your nose to the floor for all these new tech stories. I'm sure you'll find some of them interesting. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll leave links to these pages so that you can check them out. And until next time, take care.